technician. Let's pull up Sage Service Operations, and we're going to take a quick moment to talk about some of the major roles that would use this software. Most technicians are going to live in this screen that we're looking at here, assigned work orders. And we're going to come back and be a technician in just a second. But I want to start as your dispatcher. Your dispatcher can completely choose which software they want to use. Many of you today are using Sage 100 Contractor's dispatch board. You're using the service receivables module to get all the information. And that's great. It does a good job at what it does. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't give you a live map of where all the data is. With the Sage Service Operations, we can expand upon the dispatch board. It's actually the exact same dispatch board. Little side note, this system does not have a import-export. It's a live connection with your Sage database, and everything we see in Service Operations is what's in your Sage 100 Contractor today. So you never have to worry about duplicates. You never have to worry about data not matching up because it is a live sync between the two setups. And therefore, this dispatch board that I'm looking at here in the cloud is the same dispatch board that I would look at in Sage 100 Contractor. The big difference is this one is going to give me the information anywhere. I can do this at home before I even head to the office, quickly dispatch some stuff out and then drive in. But I can also use it and see a quick day view, a week view, a 2-week view. I can look out into the month, say, hey, in the last month, what's going on? Well, as you can see, we haven't been too busy in my company this month, but in June we had a significant number of work tickets. And it looks like I put some addresses kind of funky in my system here, so my map's trying to accommodate for all that over the month. The system is designed around letting you see all of your different technicians, where they would be assigned out to on a map, and making sure you can plan the best route right from their house. Let's say, hey, if my technician starts out in their home and we got to go to these couple different places, what's the best route that could take them there to maximize the productivity of this technician? And we do have some connections in with some, with Fleetmatics. If you happen to be a Fleetmatics user, you can use this to show their trucks live on the map as well if you go that route. We also, as a dispatcher, can, right from here, create a work ticket. I can say, create new work order, create that, put in information, who I want to dispatch it out to, and go. Lots of different ways we can slice and dice this, but this gives us an extra dispatch board that we can choose. And again, you can still use the one in 100 Contractor. You can use the one here. They're completely interchangeable and usable. Of course, once you dispatch those out to your technicians, they can then come into this software and see exactly what's going on. They no longer have to come into the office if you don't need them to. First thing, you say, hey, you start in the morning at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., go, first thing you do, hit the refresh button on your dispatch or assignments page, and that's what we've got scheduled for here today. And then they can come in and say, okay, well, it's great. Today, Tuesday, I got to go to City of Modesto and install a panel, and later on I'm doing some heater and water working, or water heaters not working at the Lamb Shoes, so I can make sure I can plan my trips accordingly. Or, as we talked about earlier, you maybe have that emergency piece. Your technician can always create their own work order right from here as well if you've given them the access to. Now, I will also point out, because there's a variety of different people on the phone call today, we talk to people that are roofers or landscapers or where you might have your technician not filling out a lot of the work ticket, and instead they're just kind of, they need to know where to go and what to do. When you go into your work ticket, let's say it's the City of Modesto, for some of you people, your technician's going to come into a pretty blank work ticket. They're going to say, okay, here's I'm installing a panel, and here's my contact where I'm there. Here's all the different information that I need to know. Some of it's not filled out right now. And your technician's going to fill out everything. Hey, I'm going to fill out my notes and how many hours and what parts am I using, because they're going to be more independent on their work. But if you happen to be one of those other types of service companies where, as I said, landscaping or roofing, where maybe you don't have that customer interaction, or your technician really is going out there to do some work that you told them and not really to go against the grain, You as a person back in the office or the dispatcher can actually fill out all their notes and all their parts and everything that they're going to need to know ahead of time, and then the customer or the technician would just fill out any additional notes. So we can work on both sides. I'm going to do this doing the more comprehensive work here, so I'm act as a technician that's going to be filling out most of the work. Just I wanted to let you know we can work either way depending upon how your company wants to roll. So in this case, my technician's coming out to the city of Modesto, that's, let's say, the municipality here, and they're going to install a panel. Maybe that's a circuit panel or a control panel. Now, when they come into the work ticket, they can click directions, get a Bing map, see where they're at. Here's my contact. But also note, before I go in, I may actually just click right there on the name of the client or the service location, City of Modesto. And this is going to give me a history of all the stuff that we've done in the past. In fact, I could see that they had some AC issues and some heating issues, a lot of that. Now I'm coming in to install a panel. If it happens to be maybe the heating panel or the AC control panel, then might go in and say, hey, how is this other stuff working? I can always look back at the history and get a better idea of what I'm doing right from this screen here. And that means as a technician, I'm going to be more informed, and I won't be surprised when I get there and they say, hey, Bob came out yesterday and already did this. Why are you here? Oh, well, I didn't know. Nobody bothered telling me. They just got busy. All my histories here, I can verify everything, jump into old work orders. But also at the same time, I can see a lot of other information. Who's my, let's see my client's locations. Do we have any existing quotes out there? Some of the some of the technicians I talk to, they actually are looking actively for quotes because they want to get more work because they get paid per the hour that they're actually on site. And they can look in here and say, hey, your sink doesn't stop running. Is that still an issue for you? Do you want me to just tack that on? We have that ability through here. And all the different service contracts, what's our warranty look like? There's no one on the service on the here, but we can see what our services are, what our warranties are, any attachments that we've done. So all of the site history is available for our technicians as we go out there. Let's go back over to the actual work order itself and start filling it out. Now, real quick, before I begin filling out the work ticket, do know this. This is running on my laptop. If this was a tablet, it would look almost identical, just maybe without the white spaces on either side. But if I'm on a smartphone, let's say I'm running on an Android or Apple, it doesn't matter, the site automatically redesigns itself to be more friendly to your fingers. So I'll have an overview button and I'll have a notes button. And I can click right on there and fill in my notes and click back and do my assignment updates and say, yep, I'm starting my assignment now, and just click it. So we automatically will adjust the size and the shape of the site to work with whatever device you happen to be using. Very flexible in that. For our demo, I'll stick with the tablet view as it's probably the most common thing we hear people using.